Contractors, I'm going to pull the curtain back and expose what every marketing agency is charging $10,000 plus for and show you how you can build your own in-house lead generation system step by step, like everything, the entire process, so you can copy it and do it yourself. Now, if it sounds too crazy and too techy at the end of this video, you can have my team implement it for you, but I'm going to pull back the curtains and share everything so that you can just do it yourself regardless, all right? And so most guys think that running ads is enough. Okay, you know what? Yeah, I'm done with Angie, I'm done with Thumbtack, I'm done with Home Advisor, I'm done with all this. I'm going to run my own ads. Okay, and they think that, you know what, that's enough. I run my own ads. I don't deal with share leads. It's my own exclusive leads. Away we go. But here's the catch. Ads isn't enough, right? There's 4 things you need. You need reputation, which is branding, ads, follow-up, and then a system. Those are the 4 things that you need to actually make this work and to really, really build a real business that will sustain and stand the test of time. And so here's what you do. The first step is the branding, right? Because you can run the best ads all you want. You can have the best follow-up game, the best sales game. But if someone looks at your company and they go, ooh, wow, one Google review, crappy website, looked like it was built in 1997 by a 4-year-old, spelling is wrong, Instagram profile is non-existent, they're going to be hesitant to even want to reach out in the first place. Because once again, first impression is key. Right? That's why when you show up to give someone a quote, you don't show up naked. You show up, looking kind of nice, maybe with the company, right, a hoodie on, or company shirts, to have a bit of a reputation, a bit of professionalism, right? That's how we do things. And so that's the first step, is making sure that your reputation, your professionalism, your first impression on social media, which is where everything is held nowadays. That's what, as much as we hate it, and I hate social media, and I hate phones, it's stupid, I know, it's the way it is, right? And as much as you want to fight against it, it's about time when people realize that this is the way the business is going, that's the way the future is heading, and you have to, it's either you keep up or you die. It's that simple. And so that's the first step, is fixing your reputation. Now, how do we do that? Very simple. Step number 1, make sure you have a Google profile set up. And if you do, make sure you get some Google reviews, right? Make sure you get some Google reviews in there. I think if you have like 10 to 20 Google reviews minimum, boost your conversion, boost your calls per month by 54%. So just that, right? You can even just get a couple family members, right? A couple friends to go in there, leave a couple reviews, away you go. Okay, so that's the first step. Make sure you have a Google profile, Google My Business profile set up with some Google reviews. That's the first thing. Now, if you want to get very nitty gritty, you're going to want to tag it and do a bit of SEO and that kind of stuff. But that's not even, you can worry about that for later. Just make sure you have the account set up. Make sure you add a nice picture. Make sure that it just looks clean from the front end. Okay, then you're going to want to make sure that you set up a website. Right, this doesn't have to be a fancy website. You don't need to make it 7 pages with 1,000 different things on there. A very simple 1-page website. With what you do, what kind of work, what kind of work you do, what kind of work maybe you don't do, just to give people an idea, meet the crew, or a little bit about you, and then how to get in contact with you. Very, very simple. You don't need to have an entire list of your service, the scope of work. You can show off some work if you want, but once again, you don't have to worry about 7 different categories. Just a very, very simple 1-page website that looks good, right? That meets the eye. And once again, optimize it for mobile. I see a lot of guys that spend $5,000 on a website. You go look at it on a phone and it's just not even legible. You can't even tell what's going on and it looks bad. So make sure it's optimized for mobile. Then we go to Instagram and Facebook. Very simple. You don't need to post every single day. You don't need to do stupid TikTok dances. Just have 9 photos so that way, it's filled up. It looks solid. Have a good, clean logo of your profile picture. Have your name as the username, and then a very simple bio, right? Which could just be something like, work, installation contractor, insulation, whatever, spray foam in city name, or remodeling in city name, right? And then you could add a little bit about how to get in contact, put your website link, and there you go, right? Nothing too crazy. Obviously, if you work with us, we'll implement a lot of our little tactics and stuff that we can do, like stories, highlights, posts, that kind of stuff. But, if you're doing it yourself, don't worry about, making this stupid, crazy Instagram page. Just get the basics up so it looks solid. Same on Facebook, right? Make sure you have a Facebook page. That's crucial. So make sure you have a Facebook page, which looks professional. It's the business page. Once again, right? Have a nice banner, have a nice logo, have all the information filled out. Don't leave it blank, right? With the reviews, add the reviews. With the phone number, add the phone number. Add your business phone number. With the website, make sure you add your website and have a couple posts on there so that, once again, your business looks like it's filled out. Okay, so that's on the reputation, on the branding side of things. Then we come over to the ads. Where you can run ads, obviously there's Google ads you could run, and then there's meta ads, which is Instagram and Facebook. The thing for most people, what I recommend is running the ads on Facebook and Instagram on Meta. Why? It's cheaper and there's less competition, right? The go-to for every contractor is Google, 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 and so Google drives the price up. You got to bid more and you spend a bit more money. Now, granted, it may be it's a little bit more difficult to run the ads. It might be a bit easier of a sales process because you have a lot higher intent people. But this is where if you have a good system, a good follow-up, and you have a good sales team, or you're good at sales yourself, you'll actually be able to close more deals for cheaper on Meta because you can get way more people in your pipeline. And this is where if you have good follow-up, good database reactivation campaigns, good branding, you're actually going to make more money in the long term and be more profitable running them on Meta. But once again, Google works incredibly well. Just make sure that you're running them properly. I see a lot of guys say, oh, Google doesn't work, Facebook doesn't work. They all work, right? I mean, that's why Google, Alphabet, and Meta are two of the biggest companies in the world, and 90+% of the revenue all comes through advertising. It's because these platforms work. You just have to know how to do it properly. Most contractors don't. It's why they hire us, but I'm teaching you here. This is how you can do it. So I have another video showing exactly how to set up the ads. If that's something you're interested in as well, you can go check it out somewhere on this page somewhere, okay? And so that's the second thing. You're going to set up the ads on this platform. Now, once I said the whole technical setup, right? You don't overthink it. I'll give you a good little tip. A good creative, so a good pitcher, will outperform any sort of media buying, any sort of advertising management you could ever do. So focus all your efforts on making sure you have a good pitcher and a good offer. So don't put a stupid little iPhone picture and an offer that says get quote. That's terrible, right? You want to do maybe like a collage of a couple images, and then $1,000 off your next bathroom renovation. Click here to claim gift card. Some right, as an example, okay? So then you're gonna set up the ads, right? That's the second step. Is branding, reputation, then ads. After the ads is the follow-up, right? You're going to get a bunch of leads. Leads are going to come in great. They're going to get imported into your system, your software, your CRM, which you'll hopefully have. If you don't, we set it up for our guys for free. So if you work with us, we'll take care of that for you, along with everything else I've covered. But you're gonna get your leads and import them into some sort of CRM so you can send automated text messages, right? Because when the lead comes in, you may be on a job site, you may be out driving, you may not be able to get in contact with them as fast as you would like to. And so what you'll do is you'll have a bot reach out and say, hey, this is so-and-so name from company, just got your inquiry, we'll reach out to you soon. In the meantime, feel free to ask any questions here. Boom, now you've got a conversation started with the lead, because speed to lead is super important. Getting in contact with that lead in the first 5 minutes will boost your conversion rate by, I believe, over 70%. So it's really important that you have an automated bot, right? Or even whether it's AI, whether it's just an automation, whether it's one of your team members reaching out. It's really important that within the first couple minutes of them actually opting in, that they receive a message or some sort of formal contact point from your company, either via phone or text. Email is too slow, so that way you have a conversation started with this lead. Then is where the follow-up comes into play, right? And this is where a lot of guys this is why a lot of guys think ads don't work, because they get a bunch of leads, they go, oh, but leads didn't convert. Yeah, because no one just comes from a Facebook ads and goes, here's my credit card, take it, I'll buy whatever, right? We're spending about $150 a day here at our company ourselves running ads to attract contractors, right? And people don't just hop on the call and say, here's my credit card, right? They want information. Some of them take a couple weeks to get back to us, right? Some people need to think about it, right? That's how the market works. It's how consumers operate. We're all the same. And so you can't expect that someone's going to come from the Facebook ad and just willy-nilly want to give out their credit card. You have to follow up. You have to nurture. You have to actually, make an effort to stay in contact with these people. And that's where a really good follow-up system comes into play. I recommend have a follow-up system that's at least a year. Right? Like a lot of guys go after a week, it's done. Right? If someone at one point says, yeah, you know what, I want to get some installation done. I want to do some painting, some drywall, some fencing, some, new flooring, right? New cabinets. I want to remodel my kitchen, whatever the case is, right? They want that. That thought doesn't just go disappear, but maybe it's just not as important now. And so if you stop following up with them, come the time when they do want to do insert service that you offer, they're going to go with whoever they think of first. And if you haven't been staying in touch and following up and being of service and helping them, they'll go with another company. And think about it. That's a lead you've already paid for. They're in your system now. The least you could do is just stay in contact with them. And this also makes your ads more profitable long-term, because you start to close deals. This is the compounding effect, right? Where deals close in the future from someone you generated today. Because at any given moment in time, only about 3% of the market is ready to buy now, which means 97% of the people that you put your ad in front of that inquire aren't ready to move forward yet, but they will in the future, right? People do come around, they do buy, but if you are not staying top of mind for them, you're losing out on the lead. Okay, and so it's really important that you have a system, whether it's manual touch points where you text them or you call them, or whether you have an entire automation system in place like we do for our guys, which sends them automated text every couple of days, and the longer it goes out, weeks, months, etc., but stays in touch with them. Right? Doesn't matter what you have, you have to have some form of follow-up where you are staying in touch. Okay, and for context, a little tip here: don't say, "Hey Cindy, just following up." You want to make it seem casual. You want to make it seem normal. "Hey Cindy, just want to circle back. I know you inquired about maybe getting your kitchen remodeled. Did you get someone in for that already? Or are you still kind of looking at the best option?" Right? Very chill follow-up messages where someone can easily reply, "Oh yeah, we're still looking." "Oh great. Well, what if I can buy, we could do a bit of a design consultation, see what it would look like, and then see what the pricing would be as well. Would that be cool?" "Yeah, okay, boom. Now you got yourself an estimate, you work your magic, you sweet talk them, and away you go, you got a job." Right? But once again, a lot of guys think they run the ads and it's done. No, right? Everyone can run ads. My grandma can run ads, right? Like running ads is easy, right? So anyone out there saying, "Oh, we'll help you run your ads," it's terrible, right? Like anyone can run ads. It's simple, right? It's not difficult. Where the money is made is in the follow-up. That's where the money is made, is in the follow-up. And so if you don't have a good follow-up process in place right now, focus on that, right? Focus on reactivating old leads, right? Reactivating the database you have and nurturing the leads that you do currently have, because they will come around, whether it's now, a month from now, 2 months from now. I once followed up with a contractor for 6 months before he finally said, "Yes, let's do it." All right. Some people just need some time. And if you aren't willing to put that effort in, fine, someone else will, and they'll get the job. And so, you get what you put in. And the last step, right, that we do for all of our guys is a system, right? So like I was talking about CRM, right? Some sort of system that can capture the leads. And so, for example, what we do for our guys is we set up a website, we also set up a funnel, we also set up a business phone number, which we attach to the Instagram, the Facebook, and the Google. And so whether someone texts or calls on Facebook, Instagram, or Google, it's all hosted in one platform, so you don't have to run around on all these different platforms. Even if you get a text message on these platforms, it'll all funnel it down to this one simple system, the CRM, right? This app, which you can literally have on your phone, which is where you can message all the prospects, you can call them, you can manage appointments, you can set appointments, it's where the automations will be sent out from that phone number. It's where you can send invoices, contracts, the whole 9 yards. You can do everything in here. You can request Google reviews. You can manage your reputation. Everything can be done in the software, and it makes it so that your business is centralized from one single app. So instead of having an Excel sheet and a Google Doc and a notepad and, maybe you use Octopus Pro, or maybe you have some sort of different quoting software where everything is all mixed up and you can't keep track of who's paid and who hasn't paid and what invoices are left to pay and what's still open. You have everything centralized in one location to make it easier for you to run your business, right? And that's why here at Contractor Launch, we built the system we have, is we want to make it easier for contractors to run their business, right? You're busy, right? You got a family to take care of. You got crew members you got to manage, right? You got jobs to handle. There's so many other things going on in your life. The last thing you want to do is sit there following up with leads, running ads, posting stupid videos on Instagram and Facebook, and tweaking your Google profile because, well, some guy told you to, right? And so that's why we come in and take care of that. But that's exactly what we do. Obviously, there's some more nitty-gritty stuff, and the specifics of how we do it is something I'll leave for another video, which I'll share soon. But that's the entire process and what it actually looks like. And so there you go. Now you know what to do. Now you know what people are switching to. Now you know how to do it. Now you know what people are charging 10 grand for. You can go figure it out yourself, right? I've spent the last 4 years learning and refining and mastering this exact system. So you can figure it out yourself. Maybe it'll take you 2, 3, 4 years, or you can go ahead and get somebody to implement it for you. And so if you want our team, if you want my team to go ahead and implement that for you, so you have this system, right? You can start to get these leads, reputation, you name it, centralize your business and make life a little easier. There'll be a little link below. You can click to book a call directly with me or my team, and we'll show you exactly what this looks like to see if it would be a good fit. If it is, great. If it's not, no harm, no foul. We still will give you all the best advice we can to help you out. So hope this made sense. Hope you now know what companies are gatekeeping and charging 10 grand for. You can use it, you can steal it, and expose all these people who do not know what they're doing.